It always feels good to be 4-2. But what's even crazier than the Bears being 4-2 right now is being 4-2 and being tied for last place in your division. The Bears are in the only division in the entire NFL where 4-2 is good enough for last place. In fact, 4-2 is a good enough record to at least be tied for first place in 5 divisions across the NFL. But the Bears are in the only division this century where every team is 4-2 or better after 6 weeks. This division has been historically good to start the 2024 season. This is life as a Bears fan. Where is our luck? The Bears finally turned things around, and our division is as strong as it's ever been in my lifetime. The NFC North has gotten better and better over the last few years, but it's clear, at least early in 2024, that this is the best division in football. Not only are they the best division in football, but the NFC North right now is the first division since 2002 when the NFL realigned divisions, with all 4 teams having at least 4 wins through 6 weeks. That's right. Since the NFL remade the divisions and formed the NFC North, no division in the NFL has ever had all 4 teams win 4+ games after 6 weeks until the NFC North did it this year. And that's with 2 of our teams already having a bye week. The Lions and Vikings had early bye weeks, making that feat even more rare. On top of that, the 4 teams in the NFC North all rank at the very top of the NFL when it comes to point differential. The Vikings are number 1 in the league at plus 63. The Lions are number 2 at plus 60. The Bears are third best in the NFL at plus 47. And then the Packers are fourth best in the NFL at plus 41. We have the 4 best teams in the NFL in plus minus. The NFC North is easily the best division in football right now, and it might be the best division the NFC has seen in a long time. Luckily for the Bears, we don't play our first division game until week 11, but then we play 3 straight NFC North matchups, finishing the season with 6 of the last 8 games going against division foes. A bloodbath of division rivals to end the season, an absolute gauntlet that features 2 really strong non-NFC North teams as well, the 49ers and the Seahawks. So as we wrapped up week 6 at 4-2 heading into the bye, I wanted to take a few minutes to talk about the NFC North and look at the other teams in the division. Let's go ahead and get right into it. First, I want to look at the division rankings on offense and defense. The Bears are moving up slowly as an offense, but they still rank last in the NFC North in rushing and passing yards per game. The Lions and Packers lead the division on offense. The Lions have the 4th best passing offense in the NFL and the 4th best rushing attack, but the Packers have the 2nd-best rushing attack in the NFL when it comes to yards per game. But then on defense, the Bears have the best passing defense in the division, ranking 6th best in the league, and honestly the biggest advantage in our division, as the Packers, Lions, and Vikings all rank towards the bottom of the NFL when it comes to passing yards per game allowed. However, part of the reason for that is all 3 of our division rivals have shut down opponents' run games. The Vikings have the 2nd-best run defense in the league, the Lions are 3rd best, and the Packers come in at 8th best. All 4 teams in the division have top 10 run defenses, with the Bears ranking 10th. This division has been absolutely incredible to start the 2024 season, but now let's briefly talk about each team. First up is the surprising Minnesota Vikings, who are 5-0 as they were on a bye last week resting up, the lone undefeated team in the NFL, the Sam Darnold-led Minnesota Vikings. They are led by a top 10 offensive line and stars Justin Jefferson and Aaron Jones on offense. The Vikings have easily been the most surprising team in the division. Their star tight end TJ Hawkinson has been out all season, but he is coming back soon. He could be back as early as this week. The Vikings have the 6th highest scoring offense in the NFL, but only 17th total in yards. They've been led by their defense that is second in the NFL at stopping the run. They've struggled against the pass, but when you can stop the run and you don't allow points, they're third in points per game allowed and second in rushing. That's how you win football games. I don't know how sustainable it is for the Vikings, but so far they have been one of the better teams in the NFL. They play the Lions, Rams, and Colts over the next 3 weeks. And then next up is the defending NFC North champions, the Detroit Lions. The Lions had the earliest bye in week 5, but they came back and took care of the Cowboys this week, moving on to 4-1 in second place in the division. This team is for real. Although they had a major injury on Sunday, it was heartbreaking to see. Star pass rusher Aiden Hutchinson broke his leg on the field. He already had 6.5 sacks this season, but went in to have surgery after the game. Hutchinson's season is almost certainly over. You hate to see injuries on the football field, especially to great players, but this was a big loss to the Lions and the NFL. But the Lions are not a team that's going to give up just because they lose one player. And honestly, David Montgomery is playing the best football of his career and carrying this team on his back recently. They have a top 5 offensive line and are led by Jared Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown on offense. They're scoring the most points per game in the NFL at 30.2. They have the third ranked offense overall, but they're top 4 in passing and rushing. The Lions are legit, and they're going to be fighting for this division all season long. The one thing we have on our side is the Bears have had success against this team head to head recently, so our best hope at dethroning them comes down to beating them head to head. Their next 3 games are against the Vikings, the Titans, and the Packers. 2 of their next 3 games against division rivals. So at least one team in the division will be losing in those games. Which brings me to the final team, the team that is technically in last place of the NFC North right now, the Green Bay Packers, still with a 4-2 record, but they are 0-1 in the division, so technically would be in last place. They had another big win over the Cardinals on Sunday, moving to 4-2 as well. This is a team I cannot figure out. Matt LaFleur is one of the best play callers in the NFL, but Jordan Love in this offense is so mysterious to me. They do have a top 10 offensive line, and Josh Jacobs and Jaden Reed, as well as others, give them plenty of weapons to go around. But I just don't trust Jordan Love yet. But I realize Matt LaFleur does such an incredible job at hiding his deficiencies. They're scoring 27 points a game and are 10th in passing yardage, but they are the second best rushing offense in the NFL. Josh Jacobs and company are carrying the load on the ground. But this team is also loaded with defensive stars. From Kenny Clark to Quay Walker, they are stacked with first-round picks all over that defense. And on top of that, they are really healthy this year. The only 2 players they have on the injured reserve are Marshawn Lloyd and Luke Musgrave. Their defense is really talented, 9th in points per game, but they are giving up the 18th most yards. Their next 3 games are against the Texans, the Jags, and the Lions. As always, we say FGB around here, and we're going to be rooting for these Packers to lose. But when it comes down to really getting over the hump and winning the NFC North, in order to do that, we have to learn how to beat the Green Bay Packers. They've owned us for more than a decade now, and Caleb Williams has to break that curse for us to actually compete in this division. It's not going to be easy, but the Bears are taking care of business against bad teams early on in this season, and that gives me confidence that maybe we can compete with good teams later in the season. We aren't going to win every game. There will be ups and downs, and the schedule isn't going to do us any favors going forward. But I think this team is ready to compete. They are ready to play against good football teams. That doesn't mean we're going to beat them all, but I think we're ready to compete. And that's all I've been asking for a long, long time. It's just our luck that the NFC North happens to be the best division in football right now. But you know what? Bears fans wouldn't want it any other way. We don't want to beat the Packers when they are bad. We want to knock them down a peg. Same with the Lions and Vikings. We want to overcome these teams, not take advantage of them. The NFC North is the best division in football right now, but it won't stay that way forever. Teams go through ups and downs, and the most important thing is that the Chicago Bears are on a trajectory to continue getting better and better over the next 5 years. This is probably the most exciting time in my lifetime to be a Chicago Bears fan. But it just happens to come at the time when the NFC North is absolutely loaded with talent. Let me know what you guys think about this video. If you want, I will do an NFC North update every week. We also do have small roster news. The Bears did sign a long snapper to the practice squad, Jake McQuaid, and they re-signed Jamry Chroma to the practice squad as well, and have released Travis Bell. Nothing major there, but it is good to see Jamry Chroma back, and we have a long snapper in case Scott Daly can't go this week. As always, I appreciate everyone who watches. Please remember to hit that like button for me. Stay tuned, and until next time, bear down.